What you know about the big 23 and 1? When you gotta use your hands, you can't bring a gun. In the 6x9, you barely get to see the sun. Free my brothers out that struggle till their freedom come. What you know about the big 23 and 1?
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Lockdown 23 and 1. Today we're going to be talking about the top 3 questions I hear from new inmates in jail. Alright, there's a lot of questions that people ask when they first step into jail, but these questions I definitely heard more than any other ones. But before I get into those questions, let me just say a big shout out to J.Wright, man. I'm going to leave his information, I'm going to pin it in the comment section for y'all to go check out his music. He's the artist that's on the intro. Hey, he's a beast, man. He's up and coming. Go check out his Instagram and his YouTube channel. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button on his channel if you enjoy his content. I think he's got a show coming up fairly soon with Project Pat. I'm not sure, but salute to you, man. From one convict to another, you're doing big things. Keep it up. All right, so let's get right into the top 3 questions. And, you know, this is not going to be a long video. I can't sit here and stretch out 20 minutes worth of information on these questions. And also, I got a lot of stuff going on today. Tomorrow, I'm going to be in Philly. Don't forget, if you want to meet up with me at the Eastern State Penitentiary, I'll be there around 8 p.m., okay, near the entrance. You ain't got to buy no ticket to see me. I'll be posted up outside. Don't you be shy now. You see me with that Raiders cap out there, you better come on down and say what's up. All right, so the first question on the list is, hey, man, how much time you think I'm going to get for this charge? Hey, how much time you think I'm going to get for this third violation? Or how much time did you get for your third violation? How much time you get for your second violation, man? You know, people are always wondering, trying to size each other up on how much time they might get when they go in front of the judge for sentencing. And you know, I fell victim to this. I ask people all the time, especially guys that are in and out on violations, like what was I going to be expecting on my third violation? And a lot of people told me straight up, you know, exactly how it was, and that's how it went. They would say, oh, my first violation. It all depends, though. You know what I mean? It all depends. You would ask these questions first. On your first violation, did you bring back fresh charges or anything like that? Or was it just a technicality? You know what I mean? Technicals is like dirty urns and stuff like that. Not getting a job, but bringing back fresh charges, that's a whole different ballgame. You always get a little more time because you're getting sentenced for those charges as well. You know what I mean? So I would always ask that question because I never really got locked up for any serious charges on my violation besides, you know, drunken public DUI. So I would always ask them about technicals and stuff like that. And, you know, some people's charges you can really relate to and say, you know what, that's probably definitely what's going to happen to me. But it all comes down to the judge that you're going in front of, your points, how old you are, how much stuff you had on your record. You can't really size up exactly what you're going to get from another inmate. But people still ask the question all the time in lockup, man. You know, somewhere down the line they'll find out that homeboy went to prison for burglary or something like that, and he'll go and ask him. You say, hey, man, what happened with your burglary case? I heard you got 6 years for it, man. Tell me about it. You know, what should I expect? And this is the type of stuff the inmates ask each other on a regular basis, man, because they're so paranoid. You know what I mean? Paranoid, not knowing what the judge, not knowing what the outcome's gonna be. And sometimes you'll talk to someone and they'll tell you, hey, yeah, I only got 5 months. And you're like, oh, dang, you know, I can do 5 months. I can do 5 months all day. And they get all amped up and they're like, man, all right, this dude got 5 months. I'm definitely probably only going to get about 5 months. And then you ask the next man, he'd be like, yeah, I got 4.5 years. And your heart would drop. You know what I mean? Your heart would drop because you'd be like, damn, man, I can't do 4.5 years. You know what I mean? And that's how it goes. So you can't really size up what you're going to get compared to what the next man got. But that is one of the top things inmates ask each other, especially new inmates. They don't know what they're going to get come sentencing day. And, you know, when I first went to jail, man, when I told people my charges and what to expect, people were telling me, man, you're going to get like 40 years, 25 years. I'd say 20 minimum. I had one guy say, I think they're going to give you a minimum of 20, man, for real. Minimal. I was like, minimal? I said, that's about nothing suspended or nothing? He said, no, you're probably going to have to do a 20-piece. Man, that put straight fear in my heart. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. If you go to jail and you decide to, you know, talk to other individuals about how much time they might have gotten, just don't take it all into consideration, man, for real, because you never know what's going to happen with your situation. Now, number 2, and this one, you know, it's not really serious of a question, but it is asked all the time, man. You got to realize people love food, okay? They need food in lockup. The portions that they serve inmates is horrible. You're so bored. I don't know if you understand, but a lot of people eat out here in the streets. They constantly eat because they're bored. Well, in jail, you are bored all the time, so you're always hungry for some reason. It's this unnatural hunger, unlike anything else. When you're locked up, man, you just feel like your stomach's touching your back 24/7, and people rely on canteens. So you'll hear this question all the time in lockup. Hey, man, you think my money's gonna get here on time if they sent the canteen order in on Tuesday? And you'll hear some guys be like, oh yeah, man, you good. And the next guy will be like, nah, man, I done that before. I didn't even get till next week. You know what I mean? I missed canteen day. And you never know what's going to happen. But these dudes be stressing and I ain't gonna lie, I did too a couple times. Dudes be stressing, making sure they get that canteen the week of, you know what I mean? But dudes be stressing getting that canteen on time. Because if they have to wait another week and a half, 2 weeks, man, it's going to be a hard 2 weeks waiting for that little ramen pack to come in. And not to mention, there's a lot of people that owe debts and they live store day to store day, okay, by borrowing. And if they miss that store day, guess what? That interest is going to go up a little higher. And by the time they do go to the store, they're going to owe all their food out. And they're still going to be starving. So pretty much they borrowed a third of what they bought. But by the time they get their food, they're going to owe it all out. So really that third of food that they borrowed turned into their whole commissary order. You know what I mean? And they're going to be starving. And it's going to take them another week or 2 weeks to catch back up. And they're probably going to borrow some more. So it's going to be a chain reaction. They're just going to keep digging a bigger and bigger ditch. And they're going to pay back a little bit there, a little bit here. I know people that owe debts. And they would seriously sneak a ramen noodle in the middle of the night because they didn't want nobody to know that they were eating ramen noodles that they owed food to. When you owe someone some food, you can't just be walking around the pod eating food. You know what I mean? It doesn't work like that. Sometimes it does. But you always got to remember, man, the guy that you owe money to, he's always watching. He's always watching to see what kind of money you got coming in and out. They'll even be posted up waiting for the mail to see if you get a receipt. It's not even their money, but they're clocking it like it's their money. You know what I mean? Your parents sending you freaking money from the streets. You get the receipt, and for real, the debt collector's watching, looking at that receipt like, thank you, mom and dad. That's my money now. You know what I mean? Debt collector, boy, they be clocking it. They be clocking that money. But yeah, number 2, man, inmates always asking and worrying about if their canteen's gonna get there on time, and you can't even judge them for that because food will make you feel so much better in jail, just like getting mail or talking to a loved one on the phone. When you get some ramen noodles and some honey buns, man, it just makes doing time a lot easier. Food, for real. Now, last but not least, and I hear this question more than any of them, all right, especially by new inmates, they say, man, what's prison like? You know what I mean? They're very paranoid about what's going to happen to them when they get to prison. Let's say you get sentenced and, they got sentenced to 3 years. And a lot of people say, man, I don't know. I might be able to do all my time in jail. Because, a lot of jails, they're called correctional centers now. They're not like, for instance, the jail that I used to be in used to be called Chesapeake City Jail. And you could only do a certain amount of time in that jail, okay, before they had to send you to prison. But now they named it Chesapeake Correctional Center, which means it's pretty much a prison. And they can do up to, 5 years, I believe, in that jail. So you'll be hearing people ask all the time, you think I'll make it up the road, man? You think I'll do all my time here? You think I'll go to prison? Or what's prison like, man? Is it as bad? I'll have young guys come up to me on a regular basis, man, because they could tell I've been to the penitentiary before, but in all actuality, I was in their shoes at one point asking the old guys, the old heads, how prison was. And I've had a few people tell me, hey, you're going to be all right, man. I can tell you're going to be all right. And I had a few guys say, hey, man, you better get yourself a shank. You better start gang banging. You know what I mean? That's for real. There's always 2 sides to every story, man. You got one dude that tells you straight up. You got another guy that's going to embellish it and really put fear in your heart. Just depends on who you ask. But later on down the road, when I became a veteran in the lockup game, it's not something to be glorified, but I'm just saying, the second go around, I done been through it all. And I had these guys come and ask me about it, and I would tell them straight up. I'm talking about straight up. And I wouldn't sugarcoat nothing. Some of these dudes, they would come up to me and ask how prison is. And I would ask them, first of all, I'd be like, what's your crime? What's your charge? You know what I mean? Is it violent? And some of them would say, no, it's not violent, it's just drug charges. I said, man, look, you're going to be all right. You'll probably go to Indian Creek, do a program or something like that. You know, nothing major. And then other dudes would tell me, yeah, I got violent charges. I was like, all right, bro, look, you know, straight up based upon their mentality, how I can, you know, look at them and tell that they're going to have a hard time in lockup, especially with the violent charge, because they're going to be going to a higher level prison. It's a different ball game. I say this all the time. And I'll tell them as much as I can about prison, but I can tell deep down that they're going to become affiliated with someone because they ain't going to be able to hold their own. They ain't. They don't even have a mean talk game. And I wouldn't want someone to lie to me, you know what I mean? I want to know the truth. And, you know, looking back at it, I could see how someone could say that I would have a hard time, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, look at my mugshot. That was my very first mugshot in adult jail. Look how young I was, man. You think I was going to be able to survive going to a level 4 penitentiary? You probably wouldn't think so, but I damn sure did, you know what I mean? And, you know, if I were to see myself now at that age, I would tell myself, hey, you're probably going to have a hard time, bro. You know what I mean? But, you know, everything turned out good. Everything went just the way it should have been. And I learned a lot going into the penitentiary my very first time. And I grew a lot. You know what I mean? I did. But, yes, that is number 3. And I believe is the top question asked in jail. What is prison going to be like? You know what I mean? I could sit there for an hour straight and tell people about prison. I could sit here in every video and tell you about prison. But I can honestly say I cannot put into words how prison really is. I could try to paint a picture as best as possible, but in all actuality, man, you know, even if you watch every last one of my videos and then you went to prison the next day, yeah, you'll be a little more, you know, you'll be a little more prepared, but at the same time, you'll be like, man, you know, for real, there's a whole nother danger level. Like, you know, I can't even explain the danger level through these videos. I can't. It's a battlefield in the penitentiary, man, for real. Just like people going overseas and getting into war. They could tell stories about watching people walk on IEDs and stuff, but you really cannot get a full grasp on it until you actually live it. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this quick little video. If you haven't hit that like and subscribe button yet, please do so now. Don't forget to check out all the links in the description of the video. Add me up on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. As you can see, I got the countdown. What does it say? 12 hours, T-minus 12 hours and 20 minutes to Black Ops 4 makes history, my friends. That's right. They're releasing it at 9 p.m. tonight at the GameStop by my house. I think they're doing that everywhere. But evidently it's not, you know, coming online until 12 hours from now. Don't forget to download it now. I'm going to be grinding tonight on Twitch late night, so add me up on that. And also, if you're thinking about telling your penitentiary story or street life story or whatever the case is, don't forget to check all the other links that have the video and audio equipment that I use to make these vlogs. And as always, I want to salute to every last one of you who've been supporting me since the beginning and everyone who is just now joining the compound, man. Y'all be easy out there.
What you know about the big 23 and 1? When you gotta use your hands, you can't bring a gun. In the 6x9, you barely get to see the sun.